So I've been spending 120 hours a week at my work and barely sleeping at home. Counting, safety, I had to reload trucks, I had to make deliveries, do repairs. There was overusing my good relationship with them. I had money, but I still had no time. I had to be in control of everything. I had pretty much no future. I hit the ceiling. It was, tough times. At that point, I realized I need changes. I would say I could spend more time with family, more time for my hobbies. It's about control, and it's about being free to choose what you want to do and when. Hello, my name is Vladislav Zotea, and I'm owner of a Global Transportation Association. Our company is a management company in logistics industry. We got several trucking companies. We do warehouses services, shop repairs, in diesel shop repairs. So when I came to America, I knew I want to work in some business industry and doing business. But I didn't knew what industry I'll choose. So I've been starting and tried to stay more home time and working construction, excavators, and ended up working as a forklift driver at warehouse. So doing this job, I discovered there is a local job as a truck driver, and later on I got to actually buy out this terminal from my owners where I worked, and it was a couple of forklifts, a couple of trucks, and 9 months lease for a warehouse, and that's where I started. So at the beginning of my business, I definitely was investing a lot of my time and energy into my work, and that made me feel that I investing into company. I show the example to my employees how to work. I show them that I'm working hard, that we need more investment into company basically, so they would be more motivated. And I thought it's gonna make a difference, that more I'm gonna be working, more work will be done, better company will be doing. So I've been spending 120 hours a week at my work and barely sleeping at home. Sometimes I was able to find a little room for trainings and books, but most of my time I was doing the labor, just doing the task at work to cover hoses and make work done, pretty much. Yeah, back in the days, I had to do everything at my business. When I started, I had to do accounting, safety, I had to reload trucks, I had to make deliveries, do repairs, communicate with every of my employees, give daily tasks, do control, even being their psychologist, talk about their home problems, what they care about, what their future is. So trying to motivate them and keep them accountable for work to be done. It was, tough times. When I first joined Business Booster, my company was making 3 million revenue, and I had 15 employees at that time. Right now, my company got 270 employees, and we generate 1.5 million a week. What's annual revenues come around from 60 to 70 million. So last year, 2025, we closed with 60 with something million, and this year we are planning to close with 70 plus million revenue. Back in the days when I've been just starting business, definitely I was working days and nights, weekends. Right now, it seems to be much more work and much more things our company makes, but we got a great team, and I still involved because we did merge and we have high goals, high plans, and I want to be part of it. But overall, I spend normal 40 hours a week or something around it, and I have time for family, for sport, and I don't get calls at night anymore, and also I'm free at weekends. Back in the days when we just was establishing business and figure out how to manage it properly, I've been spending all my days at work and coming late night or even sleeping at work sometimes without having a normal life balance and gaining weight, struggle with some burnouts a lot. Now I'm kind of much more stable. I have my schedule that I can stay on, and I can predict what my week's gonna look like. I have a great time with my family, and I can invest into spending time with my kids. I got 4 beautiful children, and they're 2, 4, 6, and 8 years old. And we spend time right now going more to their classes, sports, and I want to invest time and be their friend while they grow. Okay, so I had a breaking point in my business establishment pretty much at one moment when I had around 15 employees and I had to run like all the tasks, all the management, all the micro things that was going in the company. By Friday, I felt toasted. I couldn't handle it anymore. I couldn't really communicate with customers, with employees normal anymore. I was yelling, I was screaming, I was making stupid decisions just to show how bad I feel inside and how hard life was for me at that point. I thought over weekend is going to be better, but when I came back Monday at work, I felt the same. I couldn't manage things. I got in an accident that morning. I started creating problems at work, so I told everybody I need a break, and I did what I was dreaming about long time. I went to a single solo hike around Mount Rainier. I never been in hikes or campings before, so I just went to the Walmart, picked up stuff, and went to spend time by myself. And it took me 6 days. I did 100 miles. At that point, I realized I need changes. My biggest bottleneck was the growth. I feel like I got to the point where I can make money. Actually, not just growth and time and control. So I had money, but I still had no time. I had to be in control of everything. I had pretty much no future. I hit the ceiling and it was hard. So I couldn't grow more. I couldn't handle more people in my management because there was already 15 people. So I had to find ways to manage it differently. So at the time, back in the days, my relationship with the team was like I was an example or a leader. I had to come the first at work, do some work before everybody comes, then like show hard work to everybody, communicate with everybody, make sure they know every small details of the work, how they need to conduct their duties. And then I had to finish the last one, finishing work for others, making sure plan is ready for tomorrow and they know how it's going to look like, and covering up the holes and helping train people. So pretty much I had to show them that I'm there and struggle to make sure they're happy and see it and feel comfortable with it, that their boss is doing his job pretty much. So that was my kind of thing, how I felt it's gonna motivate them to work better and do less mistake, but that's how it was. My relationship with employees was really close back in the days, but what I feel about transparency and about the future, that they've been trying to use me on some way and manipulate to get more money and work less. So there was not that many employees. I couldn't spend so much time and control everything. They didn't have KPIs, they didn't have goals, they didn't have really quotes of what they need to do that way. So it was all based on trust, and I would say they're was overusing my good relationship with them and was doing mistakes, was hiding it. They was stealing time and trying to probably get part of my business somehow, or trying to compete with me on some points, or make it harder for me so I don't succeed. And definitely they was jealous for me trying to go to higher heights and achieve bigger goals. At that time, stress level and challenges was really difficult to handle. The main problem at the beginning, I thought I'm gonna buy a couple of trucks, have a warehouse, and will provide several services to my customers, and will be happy, covered for the rest of my life, and just enjoy it. But the thing was that company needed to grow. Customers wanted to do more work with us, and if we wouldn't be able to complete it, they would go to another carrier. Plus my employees that I've been training so hard, if we wouldn't start grow, they would change their job because they had to get some perspectives, some better life opportunities, salaries. So it wasn't that way, and I realized that if I grow more, it's gonna come more back on me, and I'm gonna have to work definitely much more, and I won't be able to handle it. So it was kind of tough vision and something what was under control. So the biggest tools that I got from program that changed my business and got really important for me was first one is delegation. I started delegating immediately because that was the only way to actually get on the higher levels and produce more. Second one would be is time management and schedule. Basically, I was able to get things together and predict how my business life is going to look like and personal as well. And we had started setting goals and plans for my team. And third one would be KPIs, basically statistics for how teams, departments, and people produce their work. So first, my introduction with a business booster was in New York. I went to the course of org board, and we've been building org structure of my company. And from that point, I started delegating and managing my company. For future, I got a course of Business Booster Accelerator, what helped me establish processes and implement policies and strategies in my company and build operation. So when we started building org chart, and I think many business owners will face it too, it becomes like you have so many people in your structure, but you're the only one actually making so many things in your company, and they just directly making some simple task as a professional, like as a driver or as a seller. It's very important to understand it because one person cannot handle all of it, and you need to delegate and share responsibilities of tasks and things company do to optimize the work and make a better product to your customer. The most difficult part of the process was probably to realize where you're at and build a vision where you want to become, how you want to delegate part of your responsibilities to your team members and communicate with them about it so everybody understands that there is a lot of work needs to be done and they need to start taking responsibilities on some other areas that they didn't perform before. That was the most difficult part. When I was as an accelerator, there was moments when I needed a break and I didn't want to really study anymore or implement new technologies or new tools since it was hard for me to understand why we're doing it. It's super simple. We just gotta go and do the work done, why we have the meetings, why we set a goals, why we go over KPIs and keep track of all of it. And sometimes before you see result and you don't understand how it works, you willing to give up, but the thing is you gotta just trust the technology and take some time to see the results and how things work before you can make your decision on it. So to build the systems and implement the tools, the team from Business Booster was pretty gentle to me. They gave me some time when I needed it. They gave me a break to catch up on things or to realize why I need it. We had some conversation over the things, and the main question was, do you like it the way your business looks like right now, or you want to change it? Where you want to get it to and how you want it to look. And if you want it look better, generate more revenue, have more team members, have better processes, then it makes sense and it's pretty logical that you need those tools to be developed in your system, in your company, and implemented. So right now, our company organization have directors, have managers of departments, and people responsible for every pretty much task or result that every department produce. And I'm still CEO, in position of CEO of my company after we did a merge, and we still in the process of developing and implementing the tools again, pretty much into new organization after rebranding. But mainly my time schedule is looking like meetings with our top employees to review their work, to create some strategic plan for this week, overview yearly statistic plan, group meetings between advisory meetings, partners meetings, plus a lot of strategic meetings with some clients or potential partners that we want to work with in future. Most of my time is into strategic management for a company in this invest. After implementing all the tools and setting structure and finishing the Business Booster Accelerator, the biggest win in my business, I would say, was that I was out for over 2 months climbing Mount Everest. And at that point, my company was working without me. People had their things to do, like plan and structure. They was taking over responsibility, and I wasn't involved at all. So the team pretty much managed company fully, and we didn't lose money at that time. We didn't lose anything. It's actually growth, and we did a good job. I think it's the biggest win and result I could show, not being involved and company still being operated at a high level. Later, you're still gonna come to org structure in your company, and you will try to structurize your company task that people should do. The thing is that it's gonna definitely take time and money, and you might gonna lose some revenue implementing it and delegating. You won't be as productive on some point, but it's going to give you room to grow and potential to scale your business on higher levels. About advisory councils and statistics, Business Booster had already some templates and some idea what you should track and look into. So we had a couple of examples that we could implement immediately, and it was easy and quick to start. Although it was also very helpful for the team to overview it. So when we got statistics going, it's kind of some sort of control, but on the other hand, it's information that help to understand everybody what's going on in the company, how things look like, and what should be improved or what we are missing. And advisory council, it was a part where we stop team employees, review the metrics of our operation, of our employees, and see where we should work on and what should be improved. So most difficult or eye-opening part of this process was that you realize later on some people you're gonna have to change. Some people doesn't really want to do anything, and you have them in your team. And when you bring this information on the table, when you start working and finding ways to grow your company, so some of the people not the right fit for the positions they take or the role they play in your company, and you have to replace them or change. The hardest part when I was implementing org structure and tools, I realized that my company gotta grow to make it easier for me. So I realized that a bigger company it is, easier is to conduct the work and easier to find the right people for our operation, and we're gonna become stronger. But to be bigger, you gotta work more and more responsibility. But that's actually the easy way. So it scares you. On the other hand, it helps you to go there and make results and build it faster. So after implementing all the tools and establishing the system, my team really got used to it. It's just part of our operation. If at the beginning they was kind of refusing to do some things or making problems or ignore it or forget even to add some numbers in some spreadsheets, some statistics, or about they didn't have time for meetings. Right now it's all in place, and we're just using and doing it on a daily basis. So before, I had to be more involved and making decisions, leading and pushing the team. Right now, they taking responsibilities. They understand, when their statistics change, their statistics for their department change, and what movements they need to do or decision to make to keep it on a normal basis or get it to the level where it's going to be good. So the biggest win after implementing tools that I saw that team is actually taking responsibility and is involved into company operation where they make actually a good decisions that going to affect company a good way. You cannot be in control of everything and know everything, and when company grow, you need to have a specialist that's gonna be conducting work better than you and perform it on a different level So you need to trust them and give them room to grow at that point. And like definitely like when they take responsibilities, they can make a bigger results than you even expect from them. One of the good tools that I got from Business Booster was yearly strategic plan. I feel it's one of the main and very important base to build your business is to have a strategic plan for a year for your team. Basically, you set goal for entire year and you share it with your team. They apply it basically and describe how they see it's going to be possible to do, not possible to do. They make action plans. They set basically deadlines for the plan to start going, and you set their mindset for entire year. The way how they're going to conduct their work, what they're going to be doing, and they already kind of make a plan of their year in your company. So it's not going to be a question would they leave or would they stay. So they already part of this year. So it's very important tools that really helped with my operation, with my team, and with my company management. Strategic plan is really important for our operation. That's the base, basically, of our agreement with our top team employees. We decide how much we're gonna scale our company, what approach we're gonna take, and how the year's gonna look like. What are we gonna be doing? What are we buying? What do we invest to? Whom we're gonna hire? And it helps for them to stay on the track. Based on it, we do our weekly follow-up meetings, monthly, quarterly, and that's what is our roadmap pretty much for our operation. So before I implemented strategic yearly plan, I had to basically daily see how the work is going to look like, why we're doing it, who's going to be doing what. When we had strategic plan for a year, it started being different because people started taking responsibility not just for a day or for a week or some agreements. We was able to make agreements for a year, basically, for the entire next year with our top employees and delegate them part of the big piece of work, of responsibility of operation, and set boundaries pretty much where we're going to be and agreements. So it became much better on communication with the top employees, and also they had a vision where we go. So it was more interesting for them to work in such a company, and it was giving them motivation and energy to produce. Definitely, it affecting the retention of employees in the company, especially the good ones that are involved into your strategic results and you work with. I would say it affected, and we kept that way many key employees in our operation. Right now, after business was organized and tools and processes are in place, I would say I could spend more time with family, more time for my hobbies, but actually, I would say it's more about freedom. Sometimes I choose to work, and I work a lot, and when I need it, because I see the potential, I see opportunity. Let's say we start a new project or buying over the company or doing something what takes time and takes my attention, so we create a good product, and I'm getting involved into it for 100%, and I have this time, I have energy for it, and I can be there. But other than that, I have my weekly routine that I like. I have it on schedule, my trainings, my family time, my work time. All the year right now is actually planned, and I'm happy about it. So it's about control, and it's about freedom, pretty much being free to choose what you want to do and when. For future, I'm planning to climb more mountains and planning to do a lot of good stuff. I have a list that I created, 100 things I want to do in my life, and I'm planning to do some of them every year, basically to achieve them by age of 60 or so. Building the business structure and having tools in place is helping me to have enough time and money to do the things I want and I like. Plus, I'm planning for my 35th birthday climb K2 mountain in Pakistan. So I think the business I built and the structure I have will give me enough time to being out of country for that period of time and successfully achieve my goal. So right now, we basically 1.5 years ago, we had in our company the merge. We merged 3 companies in one. and I have 2 more partners in my operation. And our plan is right now, like after we established the operation, to grow company to different level where we could produce the result and have a bigger margin. And after that, we're planning to buy more companies, invest more in real estate, and maybe someday sell it out. We'll see. For business owners that are struggle or feel stuck right now, I would recommend to keep going, find solutions and use opportunities that are on the market to find solutions to your problem. There is always solutions, there is always options, and you gotta build your vision. Basically, before you start anything or doing anything, you gotta know what you want and where you go. From it, you're gonna be able to produce properly and make right decisions and solutions. What I can recommend to the business owners that are in a size of 5 employees to 100 and plus employees and still is in operation and have struggle of growing, scaling it, delegating, want to get more time, more freedom, I would recommend a Business Booster program. It's really useful tools. It's like MBA for you to scale your business, to manage things, and to make your family, your employees, and everybody, your clients happy, because you're going to be able to produce great results, build great products, and like operating on a different level. So recommend it.